Greetings. Greetings. Saturday night. This is Uncle Vigilante. I'm a very tired Uncle Vigilante. And I was gonna have a show tonight with Yoga Dude, but we're punting that to tomorrow night. But I felt kind of bad not having a show because we teed it up. So I decided I was gonna come on live tonight, tired and all, just to be able to have a chat with you. And I want to invite you, if you want to, hold on, I got it. If you want to join me, if you want to call in, if you want to talk crypto, if you want to talk about anything that won't get me banned, I'm game for about an hour or so. So let me do that right now. I'm just going to go in. Let me change I'm going to rename me because bad boy, I didn't do that. Let me put Uncle Vigilante in there. There we go. And I'm going to get a invite link and I'm going to drop it right in the chat. And if you'd like to come on, if you'd like to Zoom in and just chat, please do. Don't Zoom in just to listen, please. So don't Zoom in and just like, oh, okay. But if you want to chat, Zoom in and I'll let you in and we can chat about anything. I don't care. There we go. Boom. Bingo. All right. Well, I'm going to start this off tonight and just share a little about my last week. It was a crazy week, man. I have a dad who's 88 years old. It was his 88th birthday this last weekend. And, he's on that side of life that, getting there was important. And so against every bit of my soul, I sucked it up and I went there going through all of the mask bullshit. But I'll tell you what, it was worth it because I was able to see my family. It was a family reunion with all of us kids who are still alive. We made it. My dad's 88. And I came back with something very special. I want to show it to you. Okay. So my dad grew up with his 4 brothers and sisters in this house in Atwood, Kansas. Yeah, that house. So, he's 88. So you do the math. I don't know when he was born, but that's where he and his brothers and sisters grew up. And his dad built that house by hand and used a red hammer. And he used a red hammer that he ended up giving to my dad. My dad was a carpenter for the first part of his life career. And this weekend, he told me he'd like me to have his red hammer. So this guy right here means more to me than just about anything in this world, except my loved ones. But just from a physical standpoint, he told me the story about how, because it's a really heavy hammer, he told me the fact that he kept, with sweat, losing his grip on it. So his dad said, "Give it to me, son." And he just drilled holes in it. So it's just brilliant. So you get this grip on it, right? So, this means the world to me. This built the house my dad grew up in. It's the tool that he used to, generate income to raise us kids. And that was my last weekend, man. And I came back with that and I feel enriched beyond belief. I'm so happy for that. I will treasure it forever, and I will pass it down to my kids. So what do I think of XRP right now? Well, let's look. Let's look at our app, shall we? Yes, we shall. There's one number I look at to tell me whether I should be fretting or not. So I'm looking right now, and it doesn't seem so bad. It looks like the market's kind of been pretty good lately. Let me go to my XRP holdings. It's $1.14. You know what? My basis in it is 22 cents. So I'm good. But it's been up to $2. And I don't know. Look, guys, it all depends on the SEC lawsuit. And I admittedly, over the last couple of weeks, I have not paid attention to anything on YouTube or anything. I've just been hanging with my dad and such. And so I don't know. What do you think about XRP? Do you think it's going to be that coin that's going to go to the moon? That's going to be the one? That's going to be the world currency? A lot of people do. When I was kind of addicted to XRP YouTube for a while, it was like it's a tribe, man. It's a cult. XRP has a cult-like following. So got up to $2, and then it came back down like everything else did. Look, everything kind of sucks compared to what it was like in March or April, early May. I don't know. But I'm tired, man. I'm sorry if you feel it. But I'm just being real with you, and I wanted to come on for you guys. So if anybody wants to call in, I have dropped a link, an invite link in. I'd love to chat with you. It's 7-Eleven right now. 7-Eleven. Wow. Okay. Reminds me, I used to, when I was drinking, I'd love to go to 7-Eleven and get their burrito and a big 24-ounce Bud Light. Don't do that anymore, but they do have good burritos when you're drunk. But but I'm going to go till about 8:00 because tonight is the Bucks game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing, I think, the Houston Texans, and the Houston Texans pretty much suck. So if we don't steamroll them, shame on us. But it's preseason, so you never know. I see there's 8 people watching now. So hi, all 8 of you. Oh, man. So, wow. So tonight I was going to have a call with Yoga Dude, who's literally one of my favorite people. Looks like we have someone coming on in. Jeremy, my man, are you in the house? Jeremy, I can see you. Can I hear you? Are you going to come in on screen? Hey, Jeremy, if you come in, don't come in just to lurk and listen. Just listen on YouTube unless you want to come in and talk, please. So I put that in my note. It said, if you'd like to zoom in and just chat, please do. Don't zoom in just to listen, please. So, Jeremy, are you gonna show yourself? Are we gonna have a chat? Jeremy Bueller? Jeremy Bueller? Anyone? All right, we'll let you lurk. But anybody else, no need to just why zoom in? Why click on the link and zoom in if you're not gonna chat? I don't know. Come on, Jeremy. Let's chat. Surely you can chat. We can talk. I'm cranky. You've never seen this, Uncle V. I'm just tired and cranky, but I had a great day. I had my daughters, who I haven't seen forever. They came over and I made Pittner steaks. Oh, I gave away my last name. That's all right. I don't care. But yeah, they're the famous steaks. There we go. Jeremy's coming into the house. I see. It looks like Jeremy, doesn't want the world seeing him. I do that too. Nathan's coming in. All right. Steaks. Oh, I gave away my Nathan Stoltman, man. But yeah, they're the man, myth, the legend. I love Nathan Stoltman.
What's up, man?
How are you, Nathan? Great seeing you.
Good, thanks.
You just raised the bar. You made my night, man. I always love talking to you.
Cool. I'm excited about cryptocurrency again. I can tell you about it.
Please do. Please do. I have been somewhat disconnected over the last week since I went to my dad's, went to his place last weekend. He's kind of ailing. He's 88. It was his 88th birthday. So all his kids met there, and I've just really been disconnected. I've checked my Blockfolio app, but I really don't know anything else that's going on. So enlighten me. That would be awesome.
It's all about NFTs now.
Okay.
It's all about NFTs now. So I got my first NFT. I got a big one. And then I'm getting some more. Too.
Okay. So when you say I got my first NFT, what does that mean to a newbie?
That means I got like an imaginary ownership to like a JPEG.
Okay. But like, is it something that's special that you like thought would increase in value? Like,
Yes.
Okay, what was
it? I got a hash mask.
What is a hash mask?
Here, let's see.
Do I need to make you? We're just gonna have a party here. We have Norsimo, my favorite miner in the world.
Let's see. Is it connected? There we go. All right. So yes.
Let me make you co-host just so that you can screen share.
Okay, I'll show you my NFT wallet.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go to share screen. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Can you see it?
I can see that. Okay. Marvel. Someone.
So I created those things with AOC on them. I created that out of somebody else's artwork, and I tried to sell it just to see what like creating an NFT was like.
Yeah.
And then I have Pride rainbow earrings, and I don't know how I got them. Those are from Decentraland, because I went to Decentraland and I've shown people on my show. I've shown them the metaverse. So I was talking about NFTs like way back when.
Yeah.
And then I just got this bird today. With the crown.
I like the bird.
The bird's cool. I'm going to get some more of those. Those are cheap. Those are, I think, if people are interested, I'm going to get some more of those. Those are really cheap compared to other NFTs, which are not as cool, I would say. This is the one I got, this hash mask.
Okay, so talk me through the hash mask and what makes one. Walk me through the logic. What went on in your brain that said, I need this and I'm going to figure out how to buy it?
I was looking at the project early on. It's an NFT. And yeah, I'm not even showing you this. Okay, so you see my screen. Okay. Yes.
Yep, I see your screen.
So it's an art project that involved like 70 artists, and there are 16,384 hash masks.
What is a hash mask?
Well, it's one of these, right?
Oh, so that's this is a hash mask. So if I saw another hash mask, it would look somewhat similar.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I go to I'll go to hash masks.
Izzy's in the house. Are you gonna say hello, Izzy?
Have you heard of CryptoPunks and
yes.
other things? Okay. So CryptoPunks, there are 10,000 CryptoPunks and they're worth a lot.
Right.
Like a lot, right?
Yeah.
These are hash masks. There are 16,000 of these. These came out in January. They're created by a bunch of artists. This is what they look like.
Wow.
So there's a bunch of them. They're all unique. They all have like different qualities.
Yeah. So they all kind of have, you would look at each of these and say, that's a hash mask.
Yes.
I think just after seeing 8 of them.
Yes, exactly. You could identify that you're talking about a hash mask.
Right.
So that one's like a lot like mine, basically.
Okay. And so as you're going through there, what was the decision-making process in your brain that said, I want to buy that, and how much did it cost?
Okay. So I looked at, there's an index fund for hash masks.
What is an index fund?
It's actually a fund backed by actual hash masks. And I was invested in it way back when I was talking about cryptocurrencies in the first place. And then I got out of it before I lost too much money. And then I saw this, that it was about to break out again.
Look at you.
I said, I got to get back in.
Wow.
Right. So I decided to get back in. I decided because hash masks, I think, are like an OG project. People respect the project. And yeah, I looked at the reason is I'd like to have a CryptoPunk or a Bored Ape or a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Have you seen those yet?
No. Can you show us what those are?
Stephen Curry just bought a Bored Ape.
For how much?
I think $150,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, so these are cheap. That's why I got it, because relatively speaking, it's cheap. Because the floor
all right, so cheap. I see the
1.2 ETH is the floor.
1.2 ETH is the floor. Yeah, so that's like $4,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought one for $4,000 ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And it's one of how many again?
16,000.
16,000. Okay, let me do a little math. 4,000 times 16,000. So that's $64 million. Would you call that a market cap minimum? And I know that there's a lot that have sold for a lot more than 4,000, but so.
Yes, like one sold for 30
okay.
yesterday, but it's a special. See, there are certain traits that make some more valuable than others.
Okay.
Like golden robots are worth a lot. Those sell for over 10 ETH, but
they sell for over 10 ETH.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
But these are Bored Apes. So this is Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'd like to have a Bored Ape. Like I said, Stephen Curry just bought one.
Okay.
This has a floor of 25 ETH.
Wow.
But they sell for a lot more.
Oh, wow.
And these are Bored Apes.
Look at that. And how many are these are there?
10,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can see top bid on these is like 40. I think the floor on these is actually like 60 because there's nothing for sale below. Here's one for sale for 52. That's the cheapest one.
How can you tell it's for sale?
Because it says price instead of top bid.
Oh, okay.
So if it says price, you can actually buy it.
Okay, so price, it's at what?
52 ETH, which is, I've been trying to do the math, which is like $150,000.
Holy criminally.
Yeah, and there's 10,000 of those. And
all right, can we just call a timeout and say how freaking ridiculous this is?
You haven't seen the rocks yet. The rocks are selling for.
Oh, do we have some digital pet rocks?
Yes. Those are only 100 and they sell here. If you go to Ether Rocks, they're called.
I gotta do these open shows more often where I just open it up and people call. This is great.
I gotta tell you, man, you don't even know. Ether Rocks. Let's look at Ether Rocks. Ether. There should be Ether Rock price.
Is it all one
Ether
more?
Rock price?
Okay.
Here it is.
Somebody came up in their head and they said, "Hey, pet rocks were a thing."
Okay, 7 hours ago, Ether Rock 27 just sold for 888 Ether, which is $2.8 million.
Oh, no bullshit.
And that's
It did not.
Yes.
Okay, come on.
There are
This
only
is
100. Remember, there are only 100 of them.
this is the theater of the absurd at this point in time. This is just absolutely dumb.
I told you.
Whoever spent how much? 2 million?
$2.8 million.
Whoever spent 2.8 million is a trust fund, baby.
Did I tell you the design of the rock is not different from the other rocks? It's just a slightly different color. So there are 100 rocks. They all look exactly the same.
Good
Except they're slightly
God,
different
no
colors.
wonder people believe this virus. Unbelievable. No,
This is why I'm into NFTs.
no, this is why you should run from NFTs. I mean, my gosh, how many of these could you get wrong?
I know.
Right?
You want to see another one? Here's another one that's popular. ON1 Force. There are 7,777 of these. These are a little cheaper. Yeah, I checked in. I'm in the chat now because now I own one of those. I'm one of 16,000. Yeah, I have one of those masks, which are really expensive, right? And I went into the chat and I asked what they thought the average age of an investor in NFTs is, and they said probably like 30 years old. So you have to think more like a 30-year-old with a lot of.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
42.
Oh, I didn't. I was going to say, I thought you were mid 30s.
Thank you. I appreciate
I mean, because that's what I am.
Right, exactly. So this is another one that's pretty popular.
Okay. Wow. Norsimo, I see you're in here. I'd love to say hi to you. My favorite miner. My favorite.
Oh no, this is incredible. I mean, $2.8 million for a painting of a rock.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is that not nuts?
Maybe we should make one and use paintings of the COVID virus. Maybe that would sell.
You could come up with like
No, I'm serious.
thing.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I'm not discounting that. You should be serious about it. Yeah, if you can come up with a series of like
a CV19 series,
make like 5,000
BVs, boogie
unique
viruses,
coronaviruses, and then you can market them and sell them as a collection.
and you make them all look the same, like the rock. You just have a different hue, right?
You could.
You could have different color schemes. So you could have a pride virus. You could have a Russian virus, USA. Hey, Norsimo, is it Norsimo or Norcamo?
No, you got it. It's Norsimo.
Okay, Norsimo, maybe there's a there, man. Maybe we can get rich together here, you, Nathan, and me.
Hey, well, are there any specific tools you need in order to create these masks?
No, not really.
Are there any specific? Do they have
To
any
create? No, not really.
specific sizes, or the file types? How many pixels? What do they have to be?
There's a limit to the size, but it's generous. Like you can do a pretty high quality image. I can't remember if it was like, I can't remember how big it was, but I minted NFTs on Rarible, which is one of the sites. And that costs, like, gas is really expensive right now.
It's back to being expensive?
Yeah.
Okay,
so like good. I bought to buy one of those birds. Did I show you the birds yet? Let me show you the birds.
No, you haven't showed the bird.
Oh yeah, you saw the one that I already owned. So there's something called the birdhouse. There are only 6,000 of these, and these are really cheap. I mean, by comparison, 0.04 ETH floor price. So, and this is for the birdhouse. There's 6,000 of these. I got one. I'm gonna get a few more.
So how much ETH did that cost you then?
I got one of these for 0.04 ETH.
Okay, so that's
compared to Hashmasks, it's like a bargain. Yeah, but then you got to pay gas. So it's like $200 for one of these, basically.
Okay.
Total.
Okay.
With gas.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna I'm going to show you guys something. All right, can you stop sharing your screen there?
Yeah.
I'm going to share mine. So Norsimo, I have a famous internet dog, Zammy Pup. Here, let me stop screen sharing so you can hear it. So what I did was I wanted to learn this NFT thing. So let me share it with the sound. So I took his most famous video, which is a video of there's this little girl. He's the most famous therapy dog in the world. He has 141,000 followers on Instagram. His name is Zammy Pup. He's a giant dog. And the father of this little girl, after a year of surgeries to where they tried to straighten her leg, this was her first steps without any kind of braces whatsoever. He asked me to hold Zammy up across the room for her to walk over and give a hug. So that's the context. Now let me show it to you. And I put it on Rarible for 250 ETH. I thought some dumbass might buy it for $500,000.
Right.
But why not me?
You didn't sell it, huh?
Oh, I haven't sold it, but it's still there. Let's see. I'm going to start it over. So we call her Gigglebox Girl. And it's for 250 ETH right there.
Which, can you do the math on that?
I said, own the most endearing hug ever. After multiple surgeries, Gigglebox Girl bravely walks across the room without support to hug the world's most famous children's hospital therapy dog, Zammy the giant sheepadoodle. The original viral clip featured on Instagram's @ZammyPup was subsequently shared over 1 billion times across media sites such as the Dodo, Unilad, Lad Bible, BuzzFeed, and the Today Show. You can view it here. So this is Zammy's. It's going to make me log in. Oh, I guess not. But he has over 1 million shares on
there it is for free on Instagram.
Yeah, there it is for free on Instagram.
Right.
That's
my
Instagram. But you can't buy it. And let's see.
$750,000. About, right?
There we go. See? So that's so isn't that nuts? If these pet rocks, let me shut that off. Sorry, hold on. If these pet rocks, guys, these pet digital rocks can sell for those kind of 2-point-something million, why can't that hug be sold for 500 grand? You tell me.
There's no rhyme or reason for
it. So Norsimo, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So talk to me. How's Orlando?
Oh, I thought I was moving close to Orlando, far away from the ruckus, but apparently being 2 exits from Disney didn't quite meet my expectations over here. I mean, everybody's down here. Everybody moved here.
So where off of what? Because I used to live in Orlando, right in that same area, and I absolutely had to escape after about 6 months.
I'm in Davenport, 2 exits south from Hollywood Studios.
2 exits south. Okay, wow. So Nathan Stoltman, are you familiar with Nathan?
No,
I'm not familiar with. Oh.
So Nathan, why don't you share with Norsimo who you are and what you do, and I will tell you, and then I'm going to ask Norsimo to do the same. He's an awesome miner, and I'm going to have him on the show once he's settled, hopefully in the next couple of weeks on mining different coins. And but Nathan, why don't you share about your show and what you do?
Oh, I used to do a show on YouTube until I got banned, and now I do a show mostly on Zoom, and I have a podcast. So, I mean, sorry, I said
You're not
Zoom.
really a
Mostly
YouTuber
I'm-
till you get banned, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm on Rockfin mostly now, but I also have a podcast, Lift the Veil. That's
Lift the veil. So Nathan was when you start talking truth community or whatever, he's one of the guys that gosh, I think 5-6 years ago I started listening to you. And it used to be when you could talk freely about everything, Nathan would literally be, I mean, you talk about the work that you used to do, Nathan, to where you would cover you would just scour the internet and come up with a 2-hour show every night, just from a different point of view than the mainstream media. And you used to do it with not an edge, but just reporting it from your point of view, which was an alternative point of view. And then enter YouTube and censorship. And you played footsie with that line for a long, long time. You were really good at it. You were able to talk about truth, give a different point of view, but do it in a way to where it was like obvious to me and obvious to those who followed you where you leaned, but it was like you were just covering it from a benign place. And right. I thought it was brilliant, but then they caught up with even that tactic, didn't they?
Yeah, you can't. I'm always shocked when I hear some stuff that's still on YouTube, just considering, what in the end, what they banned me for was like, I mean, I couldn't do any different.
Yeah.
I was playing by the rules and they still banned me. So I figured, fuck it.
Right. Now, where are you at, Rockfin? How's that treating you?
Rockfin's good. They pay out in a crypto. It's good for having subscribers. They pay out in a cryptocurrency, and the way it works is good right now because the cryptocurrency's price is doing pretty well. So
so they have a Rockfin crypto.
Yeah, they pay creators in crypto.
But which their crypto is there a specific?
It's called RAE.
Okay.
RAE something.
What's its price right now?
Last I saw it was $1.9.
Okay.
Which was pretty high for it, but normally it would kind of go between like $1.2, $1.6. It's been kind of stable.
Right.
But anyway, that's how they pay out. So as long as the currency stays up, then that's good.
Have you ever taken a swing at mining at all, Nathan?
No, I don't think my power situation is very good here in California.
Okay.
I think it's just more. It's not. I can't do it efficiently.
I understand.
Yeah, and then also like I'd want to run it in the garage because the noise. I heard it's really noisy for the most part, even though there are some kinds of crypto you can mine that aren't noisy.
Yeah, Norsimo, I see you muted. Can you come on? Are you available?
Yeah, I'm available. I just mute just in case there's no feedback,
Yeah, can you give us a little backstory on your mining before our big interview that we're going to have? I'd love to just kind of pick your brain a little bit tonight.
Well, just a little bit, not that much. I'm fragile.
Okay. Oh, you're fragile. Okay. Well, I self-identify as a dainty interviewer. So.
What can I tell you? I mean, I started mining back when the Monero started to climb up.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
My main issue was I've always been a hardware guy. I always designed high-end computers for clients, and I do have some degrees, certifications for Microsoft for system engineering and things of that nature. So, you put a Commodore VIC-20 or a Commodore 64, and we could spend hours talking about that stuff. That's how far back I go.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And so Monero was the first coin you started to mine?
Yes. In that particular time, it was the first wave or the first phase of acquiring, GPU or video cards as we know them today. And, I had about 38 of them, mining Monero.
Wow.
With the Kryptonite 7. Yes, power was a problem. I was running extension cords and installing fuse boxes everywhere in the house and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
And I bought a whole bunch of equipment, and I got out of it right as soon as before the market crashed, when everything went down and video card prices went back to normal. I kind of sold everything on eBay and recovered a lot of my money and got myself out of debt.
Okay.
Until I met Max.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you start talking to men and you get to talking to Max and you start realizing, you know, and understanding his vision concerning Epic Cash,
Yeah.
there's no turning back, pretty much.
Isn't that the case? He's like a quicksand swamp, and I say that with love. It's just like once you do start getting it, it's like you're right. You just can't go back. I mean, I'm a believer. You're a believer. So.
Exactly. Well, you know, I was very skeptical. I mean, I did meet him. I mean, we did spend some time together, and you know, I'm not going to disclose where, but we did spend, and then we did a course there at the university, Max University, Freeman University here in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm very analytical. If it's not going to produce any funds, if I'm not going to have any, you know, any profit, I'm not going to do it. And there's a lot of coins out there. And let me tell you that Epic is one of the few that actually you can turn a profit.
Okay.
And it has always been like that, you know, since I got on board.
Now, what, give me the dynamics, not just Epic, but just in general. What makes a mineable coin in your mind, that a profitable mineable coin? How, and I know nothing about it, so at a low level, you know, give me a 101.
Well, it's very simple. It comes down to how much power you're consuming.
Okay.
You know, if what you produce, what you're yielding at a particular time period, let's say in 24 hours, you're yielding X amount of coins. If the value at 24-hour period, if the value of that coin does not exceed what you consume by kilowatt hour, then you're just throwing money away.
Okay. Okay. Now, for a guy like me, if I wanted to start mining Epic, you know, I can do that on my computer, right? I mean, it can't be a piece of shit computer, but isn't that one of the nice things about Epic, that you can mine it in the background, even on your primary computer, or should?
Yes, that is absolutely true. In the first day's implementation of the Epic Cash, anybody could mine it on any computer and still turn a little profit. Particularly if you're working with a machine that's always on, because that's what you do and you always have it on. And then during those time periods, you know, you could be mining Epic and turning in, you know, a side, you know, a side little profit. But you know, everything being equal, as the blockchain grows, as more people come on board and the community grows, the price grows, the difficult level for mining Epic increases. So does the capacity of, you know, computing equipment. So your average Joe right now will not yield as much profit as somebody that buys a gaming PC, for example.
Okay. You know? So when you get into it, okay, from a business standpoint, for you, then I don't think you're playing footsie with mining. I think you like have a bunch of rigs, right? Or I don't know if that's the right terminology, but you know, I don't think you just have one computer that's mining. You like crack the code and you're like, okay, this is a business. Am I right?
What I did is that I partner up. I render my services for setting up the mining software, getting mining rigs. So I have a couple of investors who actually got in this thing with me.
Okay.
And we started doing it at a bigger scale from a business point of view.
Okay.
Big numbers, expensive equipment, which actually does help the blockchain. It helps advance it. And it has been very profitable. And you know, when people want to, you know, I go through different phases. I spend, you know, a couple of months mining, and then I spent about a couple of weeks selling the coins.
Yeah, you and I transacted, and
exactly.
And
but what I do first,
I hope we can again. I'm just waiting for you to knock on my door.
Well, I'm gonna need a couple of more weeks, but but this time around, like I said, I go through different phases.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a selling phase, and then I'm gonna have a buying phase. Now, the buying phase is not buying Epic, because the coin is growing so much, the difficult level is growing. During my buying phase, I upgrade the hardware that I have, get more sophisticated hardware to keep the profit coming in. Because what happens is that as the blockchain is growing, the difficult level increases, you're yielding less coin because there's more people on the network. So you have to increase your hash power. That's what does the digging for you to mine these coins. I want to dig more. It's the difference between digging with a spoon versus digging with a shovel versus digging with a cat 5. You know what I mean?
Right.
A big one. So what I do is that instead of spending the money, I use those funds to increase the mining farm.
That's smart.
So when the next wave of new difficult level comes through, we're going to be prepared and still keep yielding the same amount of coins.
So Max says that soon people will be able to mine on their mobile phones. What happens to miners like you that are going a different path? Does that impact you or no?
Every time someone gets on the network and starts mining at any particular power rate or whatever, it has a small footprint. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm not going to be able to compete with one cell phone. Snapdragon CPU on a cell phone is 8 cores. That's powerful enough. But how many people have cell phones?
A lot.
Right? Exactly. So the answer to your question is self-evident. Yes, it will have an impact.
Right. But isn't that kind of magical that Epic is going to be able to be mined by mobile phones?
No, it's no, not really. It's expected, actually.
But are there a lot of other coins that you can mine on mobile phones?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so to me, that was my question. It's somewhat unique to Epic, right? To have that built into the vision.
Well, it's software, but I don't know any other organization, for lack of a better term, that has the same vision as Max.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he's definitely on the spectrum in a good
way. Exactly. And just think about it. I mean, how our mobile phones are on 24/7, even on the charger, it's still processing.
Right.
They're having that capability to be able to tap into that power, those cycles, those clock cycles, in order for you to be able to mine Epic and have it deposited automatically on a daily basis. It's
going to change. It's going to change the world. I think if he can pull that off, that's one of the reasons why I'm so bullish on this. Is you could have someone in these African regions that having a couple of bucks a day of Epic is kind of changes your life a little bit, your ability to be able to provide for your family members. So,
well, and not only that too, I mean, you got to understand is that you don't have the big whale miners controlling the blockchain.
Right.
Everyone has an equal chance and everyone has an equal opportunity to mine.
Right. Yeah. And you don't find that anywhere. And I'll tell you, people look at this and maybe you can educate me, but I think my basis with Epic is around 50 cents. And it's trading around 30 cents. So someone could look at that and say, well, it's way down when a lot of other things are up. Why should we be hopeful about Epic Cash? Because, I mean, I've drunk the Kool-Aid, obviously. So it bothers me not. I think we're going to be talking dollars really soon after the wallet, after V3 is launched, which should be in a week. And when everything starts kicking in with ECR and EUSD, I think we're going to be talking about tens of dollars and then some. So, but what about you? What gets you motivated about? And I'm sorry that I didn't intend tonight to be an Epic Cash, fanboy. But why not?
Okay, well, we have to understand something, right? This is not. I'm going to give you an example. Do you know how to fly?
I am not a pilot. I've never
Okay.
taken lessons, so no.
Okay. All right. So there's a rule. Whatever, everything that goes up, finish it for me, please.
Must come down.
Must come down. All right. What pilots do is that they go through what's called a flight checklist. This is an example. And there are many different things there, right, that minimizes the risk. For example, how much fuel you're going to put on the aircraft, the center of gravity, for example, traffic in the local area, traffic where in your destination, weather pattern between here and there, your tailwind. You go through a whole series of checklists to minimize the risk so that you can make it safely to the destination.
Okay.
Investing in crypto is very similar to that. All right. That couldn't be any more clear than that.
Okay.
If you do your homework and you dot all your I's and you cross all your T's and you minimize the risk, okay, you're going to be successful. A lot of folks do not have the patience to be able to hold on to their coins, for example, or live in the gossip world of tainting, someone else's hard work, as we have seen, particularly with Epic, has its shares of that, of course. The way that I see it is that, listen, we're not saying, we're not preaching that this is a no risk coin. You will never hear that from anyone unless they're trying to actually pull the wool over your eyes, right?
Right.
Right. So, but what you can do is, or what I do is like, again, I said, is minimize your risks. Epic right now is at its stable, but if you take a look at what the other coins have gone, for example, now recently Dogecoin went to back to its teens and whatnot. Epic was up, and when Bitcoin is down, Epic is up, and when Bitcoin is up, Epic is down. That's just the way the market is. It's like a biorhythm. It goes up, it goes down. It doesn't mean anything. It's not representative of what is the potential that it's going to have a year from now. It's just not there. There is sufficient data that can actually justify anyone coming to me right now and tell me that, hey, Epic is is a blah 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 type of a coin. You know what I mean? It's just those folks, they haven't done the research. They clearly don't know what they're talking about, and they absolutely don't know that what makes this coin special is the community, the people behind it, the work that has been put into this coin throughout the years. And if you don't take pride in that, then you don't take pride in what you do or in anything in life, then you're just wasting time. So
yeah, I only got into crypto in January personally, and when someone would say blockchain, I would have absolutely zero idea what that means. I mean, I kind of absolutely zero have an idea now, but I'm starting to get it. But to me, I have to kind of think in pictures and think in emotions, and to me, a blockchain is the embodiment of the energy that is put into it, into this ledger. To me, it's a ledger of energy. And so how do you add energy to a blockchain? Well, you can develop it. That's how these projects begin. You have some people who started with code and a vision, a white paper. So there's the development of it. You have the mining of it. There's energy that goes into that. You have the buying of it. And so, well, what energy goes into purchasing a coin? Well, it's not just the energy of you buying the coin. It's what did you have to do to earn the money to be able to buy the coin? So there's expended energy there that ultimately ends up in that blockchain. And then you have, like with Epic, and we were going to have a show tonight on Epic Fund Me that we're going to have tomorrow night with Yoga Dude, to where you can earn, Epic, or earn, R, or earn, Bitcoin or whatever. And that adds energy to the blockchain. So it's for me, that's a way to be able to think about it. And when I think about Epic Cash, and I understand Max's vision now, and I understand that, the vision is really, it's a BHAG, man, big, hairy ass goal of being able to have everybody on this planet with a mobile phone being able to earn Epic. That's a big goal. But if he pulls it off, my God, this could be just a monster of a project and a coin. And I think it will be. I'm going to be doing a series with Max and Yoga and representatives of what I call the Savior Seven, which are going to be, I started asking, thinking in my head, because what's going on in the world right now. It's an absolute shit show. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, what happens when the shit does hit the fan? When it really does hit the fan, what coins would you like to have in your portfolio? And this is not an either or, it's a both and the both and is a multiple. And I like the number 7. So I called it the Savior 7. And so I started thinking about, okay, which coins would be in my portfolio and what would be the attributes of those coins? And I started thinking, and I thought, okay, for me, I think it would be, 100% proof of work, 100% open source, 100% confidential transactions, or where all transactions are private, no ICO, no pre-mine, because that just leads to these inevitable pump and dumps, and it not being a corporation, it's all volunteer based. And the other one is a rational and reasonable emission curve. So when you take a look at that, and then you start applying that to a series of coins, you end up with, I'll put Bitcoin in there because I want to be able to have it as analysis, but they're not going to end up as one of the 7. But I think you have some candidates would be, Mimble coin, Monero, Zcash, BSV, BCH, Firo, Epic Cash, R. You could have Grin and Beam, I guess. But I want to go through each one of those, and Epic Cash checks all the boxes. So and I think about Epic Cash being $4 or $5 million market cap, and I think about R. Let's say they went from where we are now, 30 cents, to, with the help of one marketer, the Crypto Vigilante and Jeff Berwick, they went from, in 17 days, 30 cents to, I think their high was $16. So they were a $2.4 billion market cap. Now they retraced to where they're at $4 right now. So I think they're like at 700 million or so. So I look at Epic Cash and I think, okay, even with R, and they're my second largest holding. But with R, I wonder, what is the likelihood that R, after having that great run but retracing, what's the likelihood that R is going to go from $4 to $8 versus Epic Cash going from 30 cents to 60 cents? And then some, because people just don't know about Epic Cash, and we're just one, influencer away, which that's not Max's style, to go after an influencer. So it's a slow boil, but man, to me, $4 to $5 million market cap. If we just got to the same market cap as R, and arguably, I would say Epic Cash, for a ton of different reasons, is a better investable coin than R, because it's not a one-trick pony. There's so many things that you can do with it. So that's what gets me excited. I go through that math in my head, and I think, going from 30 cents to $4 should be a layup. And I think then some, am I wrong there?
No, you're not. I mean, the opportunity is definitely there. I never had this conversation with Max, and one thing is trying to get as much exposure as you want, right? And I said, but you really have to be careful on what type of exposures
Yes.
you're going to accept, right?
Right.
Because the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of evildoers out there.
Right.
Um, I think that steady and slow is the right approach.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, it's frustrating because you have a whole lot of people. Like I got people into it, and at 50 cents, it goes to 30 cents, and they're like, when moon, those people. But I also got people excited about R when it was $15. So, it's just one of those things. But I have come to the side of the table, which is the slow boil is the best, especially when there is a great solid vision. And unfortunately, I try through this channel to be able to give some insight into Max's supercomputer of a brain. But it's hard, it's hard to simplify things sometimes. And I have to have things dumbed down so that I'll understand them. So I guess that's going to continue to be my goal, is to talk to Max and try to be able to dumb things down so that people can grasp it. But I'm excited about it. I really am. It is, as far as number of coins, it's by far my largest holding, by far.
right.
And
There's
so,
many, many, many things that are going to be coming down the pike. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
it,
This is the time right now to get on this ship and sail it.
I agree 100%. That's why I want to be your first phone call when you decide that you've mined your next tranche.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point event that's going to be coming soon in October, which is the new halving, and then we'll see.
Yeah. Tell me about that. What happened? Tell a newbie who knows nothing about mining what's the dynamic with a halving from a miner, and then also from somebody who is invested in. So let's say has 1,000 Epic coins. So let's say it's at 30 cents. They have $3,000 of Epic. What usually happens at a halving, both for the miner?
Well, I don't know. I can't speak intelligently enough about what are the dynamics concerning the halving and the blockchain, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
But from a miner's point of view, it's an equalization of the profits of the rewards, in respective to what the actual cost. And the way that they had set it up, well, Max's vision is equalizing again. This mentality of everybody has an equal opportunity to be able to get their fair share. And it has to do with the dynamics of the algorithms and the rewards that the Epic has right now. Right now, I think it's 60%, for CPU, 35% for video cards, and 5% for ASICs. What they did is that, I'm sure Yoga can speak more intelligently about me concerning that. They moved the numbers around concerning, okay, during a 24-hour period, let's now give, for example, 30% to CPU. And let's give more opportunities to the folks that mine with GPU, to bring those folks that have these large farms of GPUs, into the fold, and help, increase the blockchain and all the technologies behind it. That's what I understand.
So it's fluid. I mean, they're not locked in.
Right. They're not locked in.
They can be dynamic, and they can kind of go with the market and go with what's best for everyone.
And it's not something that is set in stone. They're going to reevaluate, how much power concerning CPU is being put into the past couple of months, how much power concerning, video cards, and they'll make a right determination. They've always have, they've done that in the past.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure that Max and Yoga can speak more technical about that aspect. Now, what I can tell you is from a miner,
Yeah.
I look, okay, I need to see what are going to be the new rewards after this particular date. And the reason why that's so important to me is because I need to be able to scale up to maintain my profit number, the
Okay.
bottom number. Normally, havings always have to do with having cutting 50% of the actual reward, right?
Mhm.
That that in on itself may cost 60, even $1.20 jump to Epic Cash, because there's less rewards. And
Just in the having. I
yeah,
mean,
that can happen. I'm not saying it will. Don't get me
no,
wrong.
I know, yeah, but that dynamic, it's just kind of, that was kind of what I was looking for as far as the dynamics, is that havings do have an impact on price historically.
Yes, they do, and it hasn't been a favorable one. I mean, fact of the matter is, if you take a look at, if you're not the big one on the block like Bitcoin, there is initially there is a reduction of the actual value of the coin, but then you'll start seeing a gradually increase through days and weeks and months. You know, uh,
So you're
to
saying the initial having has a negative impact on price potentially?
in some cases, I've seen some coins that in the beginning, yes, that it has happened where, for example, let me see, SafeX had a halving, and it bumped down to 50%
I
of the
see.
earnings, and then a week later it was up 25%.
Okay.
So it's like an equalization. It's a necessary evil for any block, for the blockchain to be able to survive. Because if
Right.
you don't have a halving, what's going to happen is just that you're going to have more coins, right? And the value is going to keep going, and the value is not going to change because you have too many coins.
Right.
So that actually helps, with the overall
Because
value. It just makes it more valuable.
from a price suppression standpoint, uh, people start mining, and this, again, I don't know shit, but people start mining, and when a miner wants to take some profits to be able to pay some bills or invest in their future, you're not dumping, but you're selling coins that you mined at a low cost, uh, in comparison to what the price might be, and you sell them, and you consistently sell them, and that just drives the price down. It seems, so it's kind of like this. I'm just trying to, in my mind, so that I don't kind of worry about it so much. It's kind
No,
of
there's
like,
nothing to worry about it. I mean, when the halving happens, you're not going to lose any value on your coins.
okay, yeah,
What I am saying is, if I'm from a miner's point of view, the
right,
rewards are less. It's still going to be the same epic. Whatever it's worth today, it's going to be exactly the same once the halving. It's just going to be less rewards. Is what I'm saying.
less rewards for the miner, right?
For the miners, exactly.
Okay, okay,
If they decide to make it so, they can extend it. Maybe they won't have, they'll have the percentages of the different algorithms, and leave the blocks, the block reward the same. Or maybe they won't. But I can tell you this: Max has a plan. You've seen it on the Epic Tech website. They have
right,
a plan, and they are following that plan.
yeah.
And that's what makes this very successful.
you know i don't I don't know if people really appreciate. I've said this before to a couple of people, that if in 5 years somebody told me that Max Friedman was actually Satoshi, I probably believe him, because he just knows everything about everything. And it's like crazy to see his vision. And I think that's why I went from a channel totally dedicated to newbies to where I've had someone recently, DM me and say, you should, rebrand to Uncle Epic Cash. And, I'm sorry, my commitment at the beginning was, I'm just going to follow my journey as a newbie, through the good, bad, and ugly. And this is just part of my journey, to where it's kind of like, I got tired of just, subscribing to newsletters, and my belief is kind of being a victim of some pump and dumps. And so I started looking into, what are investable coins. I need to do my own work. I need to do my own research. And so I started, privacy. I get privacy. I understand why that's important, because otherwise the Druid Babylonian bastards out there are just going to be able to control your every move. So I want to be able to have private transactions. I don't want anyone to be able to shut me off. And so that's where I started, doing some shitcoin trials. It was just kind of a fun thing to do, to where I got
You weren't the only one. I mean, I just like you, I had my hesitation too. That's why I took some time off and I went to talk to Max. I want to talk to the man. I want to get to know him. I want to listen to what his vision was, and get a feel for, okay, is this guy a bullshitter? Is this guy the real deal? Am I looking here at an oracle, for example?
Yes.
And because I've invested, right now almost $100,000 in hardware equipment.
Wow.
And that's just my personal experience, not other people's money. I have almost $250,000 worth of clients that have invested in equipment just for mining Epic Cash. So I needed to sit down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I needed to sit down with Max, and I needed to get to know him, and I needed to know where you're going with this. Is this a pump and dump type of situation? And let me tell you, I was far from the truth. I couldn't be corrected anymore harshly. And the way that he took it was that, he understands. There's been a lot of folks out there that have gotten burned really badly.
100%. I think his heart is so into this. He told me at the beginning that BTC is not Bitcoin. BTC is a surveillance coin. And Epic Cash is the original Bitcoin standard, but it's updated with the revolutionary Mimblewimble privacy protocol, which ensures complete anonymity, which got my attention, scalability and fungibility. And so Epic Cash at the end of the day is decentralized, confidential, honest money that can't be controlled or stopped. And so to me, that's financial freedom for the masses. And when you really war game that out and you take a look at all the shit that's happening in this world right now, and the fact that there is very soon going to be a very real, it's very likely that, our participation in society is going to be based upon whether or not you are fully vaccinated, whether or not you are, have the subsequent boosters. And every 90 days, basically your freedom is going to expire. And I don't think that is just going to stop with, being able to get on planes or go into stores or shop or whatever. I think it's going to have to do with transacting with the banks too. Being able to, I just think there's going to be a boot on the neck financially. So that's why Epic Cash, being decentralized, confidential, hard money, like the original Bitcoin was, that can't be controlled or stopped. That's why I'm rooting for this big time, man, because
no, you don't have anything to worry about, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I first started with this thing, there were a dozen, maybe 24 nodes and worldwide. You go to the Epic Cash .tech and you take a look how many nodes out there. There are hundreds now. It's growing.
Oh,
it's growing quickly. It's growing.
I think it's like 14.
Yeah.
1,400.
Yeah, it's well, look at that. I stand corrected. It's growing. The message is out there. The vision is coming to fruition. And It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
Right. Well, this was this was unexpected. So I really appreciate you calling in tonight, because
Gotta apologize to Nathan. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad.
no. Nathan's cool. He probably had his own show to be able to go to. I love that guy. He's one of my.
Wasn't so expensive, those masks though. I did like the one with the board gorilla with the cigar. That caught my eye.
Yeah. Well, if you've hung around my channel for a bit, you know I like my cigars. I'm going on a cigar.
I smoke cigars too. I have a lot. I'm kind of a brat concerning cigars. So,
but I'm in Tampa. You're in Orlando. There's no reason why in the very near future we shouldn't enjoy a cigar together.
Yeah, absolutely. Tampa's only 40 minutes from here.
Exactly. So, and I'm over there. My wife's over there. We're over there a lot. So, but yeah, man, this is great. And what I'd love to do is have a follow-up with you to be able to talk about, or let me ask you if this is what you would like to talk about, or if you would be willing to talk about. Can we set something else up to where you'd give people insight into how to mine Epic Cash? Or because you're an Epic Cash miner, is that something to where go figure it out yourself, guys?
No. There's no secret concerning it. I mean, everything is out there. It's open source. What I can speak of, I could talk. I can't really speak about the small scale miners because that's not what I do.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, is there a model to where if somebody wanted to, invest in Epic Mine? I mean, it seems you have investors for a business, right? So do you have a business model where people could connect with you who might drink the Kool-Aid and say, look, I mean, and it would be my case, which is I'm not gonna mine. I'm so damn busy, and I just don't have I'm just not going to do it. I know myself. But if there's a business model out there to where I'm like, look, I can invest in this guy who's forgotten more about mining than I'll ever know, then maybe that becomes interesting.
Well, unfortunately, this is the beginning of this year. When it comes to high-end mining, there's been a dramatic slowdown. I have lost a couple of investors. I end up selling their equipment on eBay. The market when it comes to chips and electronics right now is very, very bad.
Oh, it is. Why?
We just heard NVIDIA saying that they're not going to be able to support any new video cards till 2022. So the scarcity of new products coming out is just because of this COVID thing. It's the backlog for all the necessary components to make these video cards. It's just not there. The brute materials that makes the capacitors, the resistors, all that stuff, tantalum capacitors, and the chips and the silicons and all the chemical process that does all that. It's on backlog. I mean, the other day I went to a Mercedes-Benz dealership with my wife, and they had nothing on the floor. All they had was just a couple of used cars. They had nothing on the floor. In Fort Lauderdale, Mercedes-Benz. I never seen anything like this.
That's nuts. I haven't heard that. I mean, I went to, this sounds silly, but I don't know if you were on at the beginning, but my dad, he's 88 years old, and we're having end of life discussions, right? So I was there for a family reunion, and this is his dad's hammer, and this is he gave it to my dad, and my dad, when he would use it, his sweat, it would like fall out of his hand. So grandpa took it and he drilled holes in it so that dad could get some and so this is how my dad earned his living at the beginning of our family's life. Is he was a carpenter.
Very honorable. God bless him. Very honorable.
And then he became CEO of multi-chain bank for 40 years. So he's a smart guy. But he wanted me to have this. So I brought this back with me, and it means the world to me. And so I took it in, and I want to be able to have this. I'm going to do something really special with it, like in a shadow box or whatever. So I stopped into a framer, and he doesn't have
create a mask.
He doesn't have
use the hammer, create a mask, different colors on it.
He doesn't have any supplies. because of the supply chain issues that are happening. And so I hear you on the bottleneck that you have to be able to get the tech, but that's crazy. I never heard about
everybody right now is hunkered down concerning that. And a lot of my investors, they're buying into the notion of the Dodge and the Shiba Inus and stuff. I say, that's great if you want to invest your money in that. But don't, when you lose your shirt, don't say that, don't come back and say, why didn't you warn me? I'm warning you right now. I mean, if you have, if do not go out there and spend your life earnings on stuff like that.
Right.
If you have some pocket change, okay, no problem. $500, $1,000, some pocket change that you're not going to miss it. What's the worst?
Right.
It's better than going to Vegas. Yes, absolutely. You know what? Great. In some coins, right? Some other coins, you're better off in Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
But concerning the ones that I just mentioned, just don't go out there and spend your life earnings on that sort of thing, because you will not be successful.
Yeah.
Things right now is I would only go with coins that have a real clear and precise plan, a clear, crystal clear vision, something that is completely stable and supported by the community, a lot of people behind it. And I cannot think of any other crypto right now other than Epic Cash that fits all of those qualities and
checks all the boxes.
Which checks all the boxes,
and it's just 30 cents. And it's just 30 cents. It's when Epic Cash becomes easy peasy for everyone to get into and buy. And if you're interested now, if you go down below, there's a video that says why I like Epic Cash and how to buy it. If you just follow, it's not that hard, guys. It's not that hard. But when it's easy peasy, and when this new wallet comes out, V3 is launched, which is probably next weekend, this coin is gonna do really well, and it's never going to be lower than it is right now. So I'm encouraging all of you, and look, I don't know shit, but you're talking to a master miner here, and he has rich experience, and he puts his money where his mouth is. And, he's mining Epic Cash, and you just heard what he said. So I get nothing from this, guys. It's like, I'm not a paid shill for this. I've just arrived at my own conclusion by using rational thought. And actually, when talking to Max, I remove the cotton balls from my ears and I put them in my mouth and I listen. And when you listen to him, it is amazing, that vision. And when you want to talk about, he says this, he says Bitcoin or BTC is going to beat Epic Cash to 100,000, but Epic Cash is going to beat BTC to 1 million. And I believe him. So I do want to say one thing. I have Lexi in the chat who says, always buying the dip. Lexi, I'd love to respond to that. And I love you. I love you. Thank you for watching this show. But here's the issue with that. That is very good advice for people who are not all in, who have discretionary income on the sidelines. My personal experience is I got in January, and you could do no wrong from January to beginning of May, let's say. Everything was up like that. So I pivoted and I became all in on crypto. And so then when everything retraced and people started saying it's a blessing, buy the dip. Well, with what? With what? So, it taught me a hard lesson, to where now what I'm doing is I have, my basis with a coin. Let's just say I have a coin that I get at $10. From now on, forevermore, whenever I 2x on anything, I'm going to take 25% of that, and I'm going to put it on the sidelines. And I'm trying to learn how to do that with CGT, which is cache gold. That's what Max suggests. It's not the easy button either, but you can do it through MetaMask and stuff. You have to convert it to ETH first, but that's backed by gold, and it really is. So that's a great stable coin that isn't going to crash and burn like Tether. One day when they rug pull that, that's going to destroy a lot of lives out there. So when it 2x's, I'll take 25%. I'll put it on the sidelines. And then when there's an ultimate retrace, when it goes down at the right time, when it's kind of like everyone is in great pain, then that's when I'm going to put those funds in action to buy the dip. But whenever I see someone say, always buy the dip, you just have to ask the question, with what? You have to have the what. And if you don't have the what, then it doesn't matter, because my whole portfolio seems to all go down together. So it's not like I can pivot out of something and go swoop in and buy the dip. But that's the danger of being all in on something. And I probably was irresponsible of me to liquidate my IRA and 401ks and get all in on this asset class. But you know what? I am not sorry that I did it. I'm just sorry that I didn't take profits. But look, it's tuition. It's tuition. So look, Norsimo, this was awesome. It is 8:34 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are starting to play. So I'm going to go watch their third preseason game because I'm that guy.
The Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. Yeah, the starters are gonna play the first half. So this is real football tonight. And we just pray that our Lord and Savior Tom Brady doesn't get hurt those first two quarters. And but this was a great.
It's going to happen. It always does. So you'll see.
I know,
It'll be spectacular.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you, and thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. I know this
Have a good night.
All right. We'll see you guys. Cheers.